Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rokar Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. And peace and salutations to the elect of Israel. To you, I say Shalom. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the flock of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. Now, on the screenshot, you see on the screen is a poster for a movie called, I believe, The Sound of Freedom. Now, I have not seen this movie personally, but according to the comments, they made a mention or a joke about the C-hip, right? Because this movie is supposedly, allegedly about child trafficking, right? And the billion-dollar business it is, man, right? So this lesson, Lord willing, isn't really gonna talk about child trafficking. But Lord willing, I'll do a lesson on that in the future. But it's really gonna go into how really Esau really does deceive the minds of the people. All right, let me real quick go to 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Right, the tools and tricks that Esau Edom used, the so-called white man uses to deceive the people, man, is damn near unlimited. He uses everything under the sun to deceive the people, man. All right. And one of the things he uses, or one of the main things he uses, I should say, is media and television and Hollywood and things of that nature. Because you got to remember that the word Hollywood comes from a branch or a slakia. It comes from a tree called the holly tree, where witches used to use the branches to cast spells on people, man. So why would you use that name to describe a city where mostly the majority of the most popular TV shows and movies come out of, man? All right. And a lot of people think, this movie may be innocent, or this movie may be quote unquote telling the truth or exposing things. But everybody that comes out of Hollywood is part of the agenda, man. All of these people in Hollywood have sold out, man, one way or another. You won't get the hardcore truth coming out of Hollywood, man. There's going to be some form of deception one way or another, man. All right. And, in Hollywood, there's a term called typecasted, where a character or actor will play a role. Sometimes he'll play it so well or so bad that anytime you see that character, he's going to be playing the same character you remember him by that role, man. Or he can't get another gig or job because he's always known for that role. An example of that would be from that show Star Trek. There's an actor on there, or a character on there named Spock, right? And in real life, that actor couldn't get any other jobs because he was only known as Spock, right? Just like this actor Jim Caviezel here, you don't see him in a lot of Hollywood movies. You don't see him on TV shows like that. He's really low key because he's been typecasted too. Because he played in that movie, The Passion of the Christ. So now when people see him, when people in the world see him, in their ignorance, they be, oh man, this man's playing Jesus. So now he's playing a quote unquote savior again by rescuing these children. So, but enough rambling. But allegedly, according there was a comment in the movie. Let me just read the comment real quick. I was stuck obsessing about how they got this movie out and are still alive, right? Because people in the world know, like, when you push the truth, right? Esau Edom doesn't like that. So, he'll send agents to come get you, take you out, man. Or pretend that they take you out. So it looks like, this person was telling the truth, man. Continuing on. And then I saw an innocent comment from a mom who saw the movie and said, I agree with the comment in the movie that microchips will prevent all of this being children being trafficked, man. All right, so a mom who's seen this movie and said, I agree that microchips will prevent children from getting trafficked. Continuing on the mom's quote, it says, I'm going to chip my kids, and I thought, bingo, digital ID and chips. Right. Because that's really the end goal for Esau Edom, man. The end goal for Esau Edom is the charagma, man. The end goal for Esau Edom is complete rulership, right? So he's going to do anything he can to achieve that, including, corrupting the spirits and the bodies of Yasharallah, of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American, the chosen people of the Lord, man. Right? So in order to do that, because he can't tell who's truly an Israelite or not, because he's the carnal man. You know, you got to be spiritual to see who's really an Israelite, because it's not just about the skin color. You'll have people that look like Moabites or the so-called Chinese people. They'll look 100% Moabite, but they'll really be an Israelite, right? It's because they descend from an Israelite, man, and you are what your father is, according to the book of Numbers, chapter 1. All right, it's all about the seed, man. All right, so since Esau can't really tell, he has to attack everybody, right? He has to mandate something where it'll corrupt you so bad, but he can't, like, all right, every black person, so-called black person has to take this. Every so-called Hispanic person has to take this. No, he has to do it to everybody. All right, and that's prophecy too, man. Revelations 13 and 16. And he calls us all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right, and that word mark, you know, in the Greek is charagma, man. And that's something that you implant. And this is the end goal for Esau Edom, man. Because anybody who takes this will be destroyed. There's not going to be one person that's beamed up on the chariots of the Lord with the sea hip in their hand, man. The sea hip in their body, man. Not a single person. All right, so he's trying to prevent that so he could stay in rulership for that much longer. But that's not going to happen according to biblical prophecy, man. All right, verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Right. And one of the ways he's going to mandate and enforce it is by, you know, collapsing the economy, collapsing the Federal Reserve notes, and forcing everybody to trade, to buy and sell with CBDCs, man, which is the central bank digital currency. And, you know, if you can't buy bread, if you can't pay for utilities, right, if you can't pay for gas, if you can't pay your bills, right, with cash, with gold or silver or precious metals, you're going to have to get the C-HIP in order to do these things. And that's one way he's going to mandate it, man. Because food, at the end of the day, is a weapon. This is why Esau Edom is really against, you know, you having your own gardens. This is why Esau Edom is really high on selling fruits and vegetables without seeds, man. Because if you buy a fruit without seeds, how can you regrow it? How can you regenerate it, man? You have to go back to the source to get more, right? Because they sell you fruits with seeds. You just eat the fruit, keep the seeds, and plant them. This way you don't have to depend upon them anymore. You know, Esau Edom done away with that, man. This is why also Esau Edom is trying his best to buy up all the farmland, right? Bill Gates is one of the largest, a software developer, man. This man started as a software developer, and now he's a farmer. Now he has a major portion of all the farmland in Babylon, man. There's a reason for that, man. There's a plan, right? But people in the world can't see it, man. All right? And then when you see movies that come out like Sound of Freedom, right? Even though I didn't see it myself, so I'm not going to say if it's a good movie or a bad movie. But it's propaganda at the end of the day. It's propaganda in anything that comes out of Hollywood, man. All right? But you gotta be spiritual to see it, man. This is the book of Luke, chapter 10. I'll start at verse 21. Luke 10 and 21. And that hour Yahushua rejoiced in spirit and said, I thank thee, O Father, Lord of heaven and earth, that thou hast hid these things from the wise and prudent, and hast revealed them unto babes. Even so, Father, for so it seemed good in thy sight. Right. You got people out here studying the Bible, biblical scholars, so-called biblical scholars, studying the Bible for literally decades, man. And they don't see these things coming, man. These are the so-called wise of the people, man. So-called wise of the scriptures. Pastors, right? Priests. They don't see what's coming, man. Even though I work at a bank, and there's one guy there. He's about 73 years old. He's been in the business damn near 40 years. And I asked him, you know, have you heard of the Fed now? He said, no, what is that? Had no idea, man. And he's supposed to be the wise of the people, man. He's supposed to be a high-level economist, man. I asked another Eve that worked at a bank. She's been in banking for 30 plus years. I told her, you know, cash is going digital. The CBDC is coming. Says, oh yeah, that's not going to be for another 20, 30 years. Maybe not even in our lifetimes. Thou fool, man. You don't understand what's coming. You don't see what's coming. And see, she's supposed to be one of the wise of the people, man. If you're in the industry 30 plus years, you're supposed to know everything, man. Right? But people don't know what's coming, man. Verse 22, all things are delivered to me of my Father, and no man knoweth who the Son is, but the Father, and who the Father is but the Son, and he to whom the Son will reveal him. Again, these same biblical scholars will tell you that so-called Jesus and so-called God are the same person, right? But it says clearly that it's a distinction of people, man. Yahweh and Yahweh Shai are two different people, man. Yahweh is greater than Yahweh Shai, man. That's the order of the heavens, man. Verse 23, and he turned him unto his disciples and said privately, Blessed are the eyes which see the things that ye see. For I tell you that many prophets and kings which have desired to see those things which ye see have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear and have not heard them. Right? Because who doesn't want to know the future? Who doesn't want to know what's going to happen before it happens? Right? This way you can avoid danger. You could, anything, man. If I tell you, yo, don't ride the train tomorrow because it's going to be derailed and crash, right? If I knew for 100% fact that the train was going to derail and crash, you would want somebody to tell you before you hopped on it, man. Right? Because you would want to know how to avoid, danger, how to be prudent. But, 2/3 of our people will never get that foresight, man. All right? And they're going to be stuck following the ways of Esau, Edom, and the heathen and the wicked because they don't see the things that's coming. They don't see the things that are here at the end of the day, man. All right? And another reason or example of how this the CHIP is here, they got an organization called My CHIP, which specializes, even though it's not implanting CHIPs yet, but you know that all roads lead to Rome. It's going to eventually lead to that, right? Because if you go, let me go to Chrome. This is mychip.org. It says Grand Lodge of Massachusetts Child ID Program, man. My Chip, Masonic. This is the acronym for the word My CHIP. My Chip, Masonic Youth Child Identification Program, has identified more than 300,000 children since its inception in 1988 and continues to assist families today. Right, so they're going to push, even though it's not a narrative, it's facts, man. Because over 400,000, children get trafficked every year in Babylon alone, man. It's big business worldwide, but it's huge business in Babylon, man. Right? So, Slakia, lost my train of thought. Okay, Slakia, Khan, the water. They're going to push, it's not an agenda because it's facts. They're going to push this so-called agenda or narrative. Now they're going to start worrying about children. Now they're going to be like, oh man, we got to do something. All these kids are going missing. What are we going to do? They're going to CHIP the children, man. It's always going to start with the children, right? Because if you destroy the latest generation, the generation that comes after them is going to be destroyed too, right? And this is why wickedness increases on the earth, right? Because my generation is destroyed, right? It wasn't as bad as the generation before me, but the generation before me was destroyed, right? And so on and so forth. So every generation that comes gets worse and worse. But the Wada Yabashim Yashah, we're in the last generation where all this shit's going to come to an end, man. And Yahweh Shah is going to reign on earth. The program provides tools to help law enforcement authorities find and identify a lost or missing child. The Masons of Massachusetts, partnering with the Massachusetts Crime Prevention Officers Association and the Massachusetts Dental Association, donate My Chip resources to make this service available to the public. None of this information is copied, and all the identifying materials are given to the child's family. You believe that, you're a fool, man. All right? And it really has, the Freemason logo in their, in their banner, man, in their header, man. All right? With the G in the middle, man. And this is who rules the earth, man. All right, let me go to about. My Chip, like the Massachusetts Freemason who run the program, has a storied history, man. Freemasons, man. And you know, this is who these people serve unwillingly, man. All right. But I'm gonna wrap it up with that. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakodash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles, the great millstone that rule well. And peace and salutations to the elect of Israel. Until next time, I want to say Shalom and Abba Babal.